I'm about this is who I talk to, this is who I don't want to talk to,
Yep.
and having actual like anti-fans, so to speak, and just haters or trolls or whatever,
sure.
like getting those people to not like you is just as important, because it'll create all the people that will like you, right?
Absolutely.
If you want to be liked by everyone, you will be loved by no one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I think that's really spot on. Whenever when I'm putting out, I used to have a different mindset about this, but I totally am on the same page with you. If I'm putting out content, it's something that I really like or am really interested in, and I think that too. I'm like, okay, if I turn off half the people and they all follow me and don't want to have anything to do with me, I'm okay with that, because I know that I'm attracting the right people. It's like any relationship in life. You want to attract the right people, not just people. You don't want a bunch of yes men around that just say great idea, but they don't,
And it's okay to have less.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things, like as influencers grow their influence, they need to be okay with, I guess, the growth of a certain amount of people rather than like huge numbers for vanity, right?
Yeah.
Because a huge part of being an influencer is just honestly vanity metrics.
Yeah.
Like I have this many people, whatever, but like if you're not making a change or producing actual profit from these things, all you have is like a fake scorecard.
For sure, and I think people get really obsessed with the numbers, and it's just, as we talked about, it's sometimes less is more there. Also, the other thing on that note is that I think that they sometimes, I've seen people give up because like they didn't feel like they were making a profit enough. And it's interesting because I totally get that. There are times where you absolutely have to, you've got this, you need to make this to survive, you gotta do that survival thing. But it also gets to a point where, especially when you're building a brand, I'm sure you would agree with this, there's gonna be a time where you gotta invest. You're gonna lose money. You're gonna invest to build something, right? There's not going to be there are times in business where you're not going to be a positive ROI, but if you're building a brand, The Rock, if you look at someone like The Rock, he's constantly reinvesting into his brand. All these really big superstars that we're seeing now are constantly reinvesting into the brand, but they're not looking at it as like, okay, I spent this, but I didn't make this, so I'm just going to give up on social media. It's like, well, you have to invest to get there.
Yeah, so like you and I both have agencies, and they both do different things, and we have agency clients and stuff like that, and it's exactly that. For people that are coming in wanting to work with influencers, they want to see an immediate ROI, and they can't. They shouldn't have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's more so like you're selling the campaign through people and the whole thing, and then you have influencers that just want to say, now I want to make money from being an influencer, which I think now is actually the hardest time to be an influencer or to be. It's easy in the sense of, sure, anybody can do it. All you got to do is pull out your phone and start producing content. But what kind of content are you producing? What is the goal? Where is this going? What's going on with the funnels? How are you distributing your content? Because creation is one thing, but amplification is a whole different thing.
Oh, for sure.
And being able to grow the way that you guys did, sure, you made a lot of content, but like it was all amplification.
Yeah.
As you've grown Influencive, it's been through amplification.
Yeah.
What are some of the big things that you did or things that you recommend people do now? Because making content's easy, but getting it out there to the right people is kind of a science.
Well, I think the thing is people look at it too linearly sometimes, too direct. Where for me, building Influencive initially lost a lot of money, but my agency was growing phenomenally. So people said, how do you, you're building this site, you're investing into a lot of like editors and amplification and ads and things like that to grow it. It can be really tricky to make money off page views and ads, for example. It's very hard. You need to first of all have a ridiculous amount of page views to get the premium rates, as you know. And just getting the right relationships there can be tricky, and getting to the right programs and all that kind of stuff. And they want to pay you net 90, and it's hard cash flow wise, all that kind of stuff. So I think my advice, if you're growing something like that, is don't look at it in a linear way, like, okay, I'm going to build a site, I'm going to spend this, I need to make this in ads. Look at it's kind of peripheral vision. It's like, okay, I can look over here, and I'm building this site, but some people the problem that I find with what's being amplified in messaging today is like focus is very important, but not to the point where you're blind. Right? You want to focus on what you're building, but be aware. Like if some great opportunity comes up, I'm building Influencive, but I'm just getting so much demand for these agency deals. So what am I going to do? Am I going to focus on Influencive, just keep building it just to build it? or am I going to keep building it but allow myself to monetize it indirectly through this agency? And that's exactly what I did. So just by having that sort of peripheral vision and being able to not be so, because I think what happens is people say, I'm going to build it this way, and they refuse to compromise, which can be good at times.
Yeah.
But it also can be bad, because you're not looking around and going, oh, there's a golden opportunity sitting right in my living room, you know, right next to me that I could just do it this way.
Right.
So I think that first thing there is that just not, you know, people are in many cases trying to monetize something just too directly, but they're not taking in like a broader picture or thinking about, okay, what could work in synergy with what I'm doing.